Good morning, everyone. I'm Andrew, and I don't want to work anymore. Here on my channel, we're trading on the NASDAQ and ICT's first presented fair value gap, and I developed a strategy around that, and I'm going to show you the results of those numbers right now. And we'll pull up the spreadsheet, and we have 217 trades over 74 trading days, 132 wins, 85 losses, a 60.8% win-loss ratio, positive 5,797 points, and 78.3 average points per day, and an average RR of 4.5. Yes, you read that correctly. Over 5,000 points in 74 trading days. Now, when you guys complain that this strategy doesn't work or isn't good enough, I don't know how much better you want than that. But if you do the math on a micro in CMC markets, 1 point is $1.40. So let's do the math real quick here. Just say it's almost 58. Let's go 5,800. 5,800 times 1.4. That's $8,000, guys. $8,100 in 74 trading days. So if you started with an $8,000 account, which you need to be able to implement this strategy, which is putting on up to 3 positions at once, you're going to need $8,000, which means you doubled your money in 74 days. Let that sink in. 74 days. That means you can almost 4x your money, compound it 4 times in a year. So let's start with 8, and then it would be 16. 16 turns to 32. 32 equals 64. 64 is 128 grand. 128 grand in a year off of 8,000. Okay, cool. Do we need prop firms? Do we need prop firms to make that kind of money? No, we don't. And why pay all their subscription fees and monthly fees and play by their rules when we can just do this? So back test this strategy. I'm going to link how we do this right up here. But let's get into the charts. We got about a minute till the market opens. We had a massive drop before Asia opened up, and then we had a spike up here with news at 8:30 and 9:15. So let's get our levels on here. We're going to go quickly into trading view. Regular trading hours, our closing price was 18,960, I believe. Yeah, 18,960. Look at the line up there. 18,960. That's close enough. We're going to make that orange. And market just opened. We're going to make that guy purple. We do that every day. And looks like we're going to rip to the upside to fill this massive gap, which is like 350 points. And we're looking for the first gap. Also, let's not forget on down here, we have relatively equal lows that need to get swept. Let's see what the daily chart looks like. Yeah, I don't know what today's going to look like. Are we consolidating this week? It's tough to say. I was looking for a candle to push up into these highs, but I also think we need to come down to this fair value gap first before we can go in the opposite direction. But we just trade the first fair value gap. That's the strategy. And then we just add to every position thereafter. We got some relatively equal highs here. This one is higher than that one from what I can tell, which is not good. Yeah. So that kind of, in my books, disqualifies this relatively equal high, since it's not resistance, since it's peaked through it. There is relatively equal highs right here, though. We got those guys. Something like that. A little bit higher. I could see us sweeping above this and then turning around and going for these lows. And plus we got this big fair value gap here still to close in. Something like that. So we took out these relatively equal highs. We do have this 5-minute fair value gap up here. Actually, there's one right here too. So we got that guy that we just poked into. Look at that, right in the middle of it too, by the looks of it. Let's go back to the actually a 1 hour chart. Right. There's this business still here that I've been eyeing up. So it's down there. Yeah. I'm still waiting for us to tap into this gap here before really going higher. We've been kind of like in this uptrend for quite a while. Let's put the fib on it. Oh, by the way, there was a great trade I did yesterday. Look at that fib. It's right at the bottom of that fair value gap there. So I still think we're going to have a retracement at some point before this market can go higher. And that's why I have this still marked out for days now. We'll go back to the 5-minute on the left. I'm going to remove this and that guy. Yeah, so I was on the phone trading while I was at work and I caught a very nice trade yesterday that I was pretty happy about. I think if I got some time, I'll show you. There was one other one after I closed. When was that trade? Let's see here. Yesterday, 1 minute. So I think I lost this trade in here or almost break even, but I caught almost all of this one till here. And I made a video about it last night, but there was another one. It was this trade right here that I caught yesterday. That was great. Oh no, maybe it was this one. Anyway, I have a screen recording of it on my phone. I'll probably make a reel out of it, or what do we call them? YouTube shorts here. We got a small gap here. I didn't think we would keep going higher. I thought we would really turn around here. But we do have this fair value gap here, 2 of them on the 5-minute. But if we're gonna go higher, I better take this trade, because that's what we do. We have to trade the first presented fair value gap, and that's not what I want to do. What is happening here? Okay, we're in. We have a small gap here. This is our first presented fair value gap. This stop loss should be 5 points below. I'm going to get ready to close this trade because I'm looking for lower prices first, to be honest with you. Well, I don't know. We could still get up here, but I will be ready to act on the downside quickly. Yeah, this looks like it's going to be a classic inversion. I'm going to get ready to close my trade here. Yeah, we tapped into this 5-minute gap up here. And we are going to, I'm just closing the trade. I'm looking for, there we go, see? I'm looking for lower prices first. We'll get the panel open and ready to go. Some real funny price action here. It wants to turn around, but it's really taking its time in doing so. Maybe I closed my trade prematurely, guys. It's quite possible. I could get right back in it. Yeah, what's going on here? Did I just not follow my rules? I miss out on a push higher here. Man. Well, don't I feel silly right now? Feeling cocky, maybe. Because I had so many nice trades yesterday on my phone. I'm like, oh, I can read the market. I know exactly what's happening now. Well, I could still be right here. You know what? Maybe my intuition was right. We could be just waiting for this 5-minute candle to close first before okay, so now there's that first presented fair value gap, almost completely inverted. We can get ready to go short because we made another fair value gap here. I'm just about to close this 5-minute candle. 20 more seconds. Looking at this gap here. I don't know if it's going to survive the next 10 seconds or not. But this is small risk. This is only 40 point. We're in. That was late on the execution, but here we go. We inverted the very first fair value gap. We made another one here. If we trade back up into this one, this would have been your, ICT optimal trade entries, as he would call it. Right there in the middle. We'll see if we get there or not. But I find a lot of the time NASDAQ doesn't give you the chance to retest the fair value gap. And that's why I enter as soon as the third candle closes. And I was late. I thought I could get a little bit up there, but I didn't get nothing. Instead, I lost. Let's see here. I got in at 623. Yeah, like 13 points I gave up. Okay, we're in the right direction. I'm going to remove this. We are looking for our next gap, and it needs to be, if I entered here, if I wasn't so late, I would actually throw another position on. But since my stop loss is so small, I think I will anyway. So that stop's gonna go there. We got 4 seconds left on this candle. And we're in, and this guy up here, our first position, that stop loss now goes with stop loss number 2. So our risk is only on position 2, except that I did not follow my rules completely. So my stop loss is 49 points on one position and 24 points on another. And yeah, we got this objective here. We have to watch carefully around. Are we going to reject off of this fair value gap on the 5-minute, or are we going to keep going, and are we going to take out these relatively equal lows from London? So here's our second gap right here. This is our first gap, and then also this is our second one. This is our bearish one. So we have dual confirmation here. Actually 3. We rejected off a fair value gap. We created one. We inverted it, created another one, and now we're on the downside. We were going to trade back up into this one by the looks of it. We're going to consolidate for a little bit, come back in, and then push lower, because we haven't swept any highs, and there's no fair value gaps in here. Actually, there is the tiniest one here. This would be the retest that everyone wants me to wait for. There's, yeah, tiny little gap here. Pretty easy to miss. I got a couple seconds. We're gonna go here on TradingView, and I want to talk about this price action here. This is the trade I got. We consolidated forever in here, and it wasn't until we broke above this high. I was waiting for us to trade up into this fair value gap up here, but I noticed as soon as we traded above this high, I'm gonna zoom real close in here if you guys can see this. We just poked above it. There was a fair value gap here. We inverted it. We did not create one though. I thought we did, but we traded back up in here, and I put a limit order right in here in the middle of this fair value gap, and I caught, oh, that's not the one. Did I wait? I can't remember. What are we doing over here? Nothing still. I'd have to look. It was a great trade, guys. Maybe it was after we poked above that one that I watched price. There was no fair value gaps in here. We created another one here. Then it got inverted. I'd have to check. Okay, here we go. Let's get ready to put a third position on, people. We have another gap in here. It's starting to get a little messy. We got two positions. We're about to add a third. Oh, that gap just closed up. It's very small. It's there though. I'm gonna take it anyways. Although we just traded into this 5-minute fair value gap. And now we're gonna move all our stops down with the third position. We're gonna lock in some profits and protect our positions. And I'm probably going to close this trade if we get close to this. Another 40 points. We're getting close to the 7 o'clock hour, which is dangerous. There's always going to be a retracement around 7 o'clock. Because every candle's got a wick, right? So the wick's got to trade down and then it's got to come back up. And where that's going to be is going to be tough to say. And, you know, am I going to be able to take the heat as we retrace back up here before going lower and taking out these lows? Or do I just want to take the profit? I want to make sure I make some money. This is the opening price here. I'm going to move these stops down to the opening price. Lock in some profit. Okay, we're inside that 5-minute. I'm going to get this position ready to close. I don't know where I want to put it. Let's just leave it where it is. Come on, let's go. 4 minutes left. Let's push down here. No retracements. Oh, it's only 30 points away. Yeah, we got this big 5-minute gap opening up here. And we're 3.5 minutes out from the next candle. And we're coming back up. I'm closing here. That's cool. Could have done better, but hey, whatever. That was a good trade, guys. I would like to see what would happen if I held on and I didn't move my stops. I've just been losing so much in the last couple days that I really wanted to get some points here on the board. We'll watch this just for 2.5 more minutes to see what happens here. So, like I said, this 1 hour candle has to retrace, right? Every candle has a wick, right? You got your open, your high, your low, and then the close. And so this 1 hour candle is 2 minutes away from closing, so it's come down. Let's see, where did it open up? 6 o'clock. It would have opened up here. It traded down, but then it traded up, and then it came down below the opening price. So this is the wick right here, and then this is the body, and we retraced all the way almost to where my stop was, and now coming down again, and it's probably going to close somewhere around here. Yeah, it's probably going to consolidate here for a couple minutes because it wants to leave this wick on the 1 hour. We'll see how right I am. Aw, man. Look at that. I might trade back up here one more time. But it did trade up to this gap here. Look at this. Right? There's the retracement you guys were saying I need to wait for. But time, yeah, time's one of those things you gotta. We got 15 seconds left. This needs to suck back up so we can make the tail, the wick on the 1 hour. It just might be really short. No wick at all. And there. Now we just tapped that. We took out those lows. Those relatively equal lows. And then there's this lowest low. We'll see if we can get that. But this is where you guys are going to start looking for a reversal, right? So we have this fair value gap right here. And you're going to be looking for it to invert. I feel like we could still go lower first and like really pierce through the bottom here. Something like that. We'll see if it'll do it. But now you can take, yeah, you're looking for longs now. We did take out those relatively equal lows here. Right? These guys right here. We did pierce them already. I'm going to put it up one more time. Right there. Right? We just took them out. So people had their stops down here, thinking this was support. But that's not the case. So we rejected off this fair value gap. I think Are we gonna pull down here? I'm gonna put another trade on here, guys. It might not be on film, but this is what I'm looking for. I would really love a sweep here first and then a push up. That 1 hour candle, the new one just opened right here. We have our little wick already. I think we're going to consolidate for a little bit, and then we're going to come down, and then we're going to come back up and close above this fair value gap. You can almost put a limit order here, but you don't know how far down it's going to go first before popping back up. But I'm going to end this right here, guys. I hope you found this helpful, and I hope you got some nice trades out of this too. And we'll catch you tomorrow.